You know, for these kind of videos to do well, the titles have to be pretty inflammatory and generalized. I think this video is something like straight people need help or whatever, when none of these are about straight people as a group, and rather just a few deeply odd individuals. And odd can be a positive way to describe something. It isn't here, but it can be. So I want to say before this video starts, if you're straight, you're alright in my book, big guy, because my book is not the Bible. Hi again, guys. In the last one of these I made did well, so another one getting made is kind of self-explanatory. I like views. r/arethestraightsok. Funny stuff that's been posted there. Let's just get right into it. I'm trying to get better about not wasting your time. That being said, if you enjoy the video, there will be this big card at the end that you can click or tap to take you to another one like it. It's a very muscular and self-confident decision that expresses your own agency as a person when you do what I tell you to do. Is it me or Sony B making their lead female protagonist look masculine as hell? Barely no curves or rough non-feminine features, unlike the average woman. Like The Last of Us 2, Ellie, etc. Just saying, hashtag my 2 cents. Pick from the game on the left, fan made on the right. Hire fans, lol? Hire fans to do what exactly? Used FaceApp on a still fucking image and tell the devs they suck at 3D modeling because of it? The guy who tweeted this struggles to use asterisks, and he probably still could have gotten the same result as the image on the right on his iPhone. I imagine that the face the main character's making at the camera in the first image was your knee-jerk reaction to the first 2 lines of this tweet. Also, I got my hands on a PS5 finally after crying about not having one for the last 2 years, so hopefully I will be playing Horizon Forbidden West soon. This whole thing reminds me, though, that I wanted to do a console wars cringe type video. The Ackmans was really funny and it seemed like it could be a decent eye-gouging experience, so let me know if you want that. Match a conservative guy with a liberal girl, and within a year, she'll be a conservative. Match a conservative gal with a liberal guy, and within a year, he'll be conservative. Match a liberal gal with a liberal guy, and within 2 weeks, she'll be strapping it on and pegging him. Gross face. Ugh, sorry guys. I needed a quick break. I popped a half chub while reading that, and now I gotta take care of this. Incredibly funny comments from Kwite aside. This comes off like the kind of thing that was tweeted out of inspiration. Like the person who is putting this out into the world has been in all 3 of these arrangements and knows exactly how it goes every time. They've been through the paces of being with all these types of person and are just a battle-hardened veteran smoking in the back of the bar. They rattle this off at any stranger who will listen in a grizzled voice like it's the overarching lesson of their life story. I created you to be a companion for the man. No, you have to travel and focus on your career and have life experience. Ahahaha. You can see the woman in this post is thinking about it really hard. Jesus is telling her the bad news that she's only supposed to be a housewife, I guess, and she's just not taking it well because she's like a person, and Satan is all like, we have cookies in hell, you know. Her faith has really been shaken here. Men to the left because women are always right. Okay, the sign is obviously goofy, very I hate my wife and regret listening to my parents when they said I had to be married with 4 kids by age 25 type thing. But why do those frogs have humongous, voluptuous, incredibly grippable cheeks? It's like how you know if someone's a furry based on how they draw dogs. I know there is definitely something more going on with whoever drew this sign because there's a little too much definition on the bottom bits. Or maybe it's that I'm the one who's attracted to frogs and the only person reading into it this much. When your boyfriend confesses that he cheated on you and slept with his male best friend, so you ask him if he might be attracted to men, and he gets mad and says that they didn't do any gay shit like kiss each other. I know it's like a classic meme where it's not gay if you're wearing socks or the balls don't touch or if you don't kiss, but that line of thinking is way older than you might realize. In ancient Greece, from what I know, they viewed anal penetration between 2 dudes as, let's say, cringe. But there's a loophole. If you stuck your homie's wiener between your thighs and made him nut like that, you're all good, man. On a technicality that nothing actually went inside you, there's nothing shameful about this interaction. Spotted this at my aunt's house. Toilet. I'm just not entirely sure what is trying to be communicated here. Like, has the aunt just come to expect that men are clinging by their fingernails to the side of stalls? Because in my experience, that did happen, but my old frame of reference is how they do it in the boys' bathroom. I have no idea how that shit works in the girls' one. It was usually one of those things people would do to terrorize the folks with enough courage to shit in the school bathroom. They'd like stand on top of the sink so they could properly peer over the stall and just drop stuff into it using the wall as leverage. Those motherfuckers got scarily creative. They probably would have invented guerrilla warfare equivalents by the time they were like seniors. I'm really glad I'm out of high school now because there are still times I just can't hold in a shit, so I gotta do it in public, and I really hate to see how warfare has evolved against public toilet poopers since I left. I sent my ex-wife a lady parts trimming kit. The phone call I got was in the top 3 in my life for anger and volume, and she really hates me now. No fail here. I don't really have a comment on this one. That guy's just got issues. From hunting to Harry Styles in a dress. From being a mother raising a child in the middle of bumfuck nowhere to streaming on Twitch. From overcast, always raining village town to cyberpunk? Did you vote for this? How the hell do you vote for women to start streaming on Twitch? You can tell whoever made this little meme has a very specific audience in mind, because I don't know how you can show somebody my age a metropolis like the one in the bottom right image and not get a response along the lines of, damn, that seems like a place that might be interesting to visit someday. Like, seriously. Also, every single one of the from images is just stuff that is not that appealing to me, and maybe that makes me part of the problem. Liberal school be like, 9, gay lesson, 9:45, how to be gay, 10:30, trans learning, 11:15, gay recess, 11:45, cross-dressing hour, 12:45, gay lesson, 1:30, transgender lunch, 2:15, BLM period, 3, communist history, 3:30, take non-binary bus home. This is what the left want. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, aren't all buses non-binary? Like, I refer to a bus as an it. That's a gender-neutral pronoun to me. I'm sure if your brain's leaking out your ears, you realized halfway through me reading this that it was a parody. Just somebody playing it up as a goof, dialing it to 11, and I can't lie to you, they did a pretty good job. If the typos were in a couple different places, I really could imagine that some Facebook mom genuinely thought this was how the American school curriculum was going under old Sleepy Joe. This guy in class the other day said he doesn't want to donate blood because he doesn't want his blood to be in another dude's body and give him a boner. What the fuck? That is such a good tweet, especially if I frame myself as the guy saying it. Donating blood's a little gay. Like, a part of you is literally inside another man helping give him a boner, dude. That's such a banger. It should be out by the time the video goes live. Check it out on @Kwite. God, these plugs write themselves sometimes. Why does your bio say she/her? Because those are my pronouns. I don't like that. I don't use pronouns, okay? I'm straight. Okay. Do you like the Beatles? It's been said before, but I think having no pronouns at all is a very valid stance to take. It's basically saying, do not refer to me ever as anything. It really takes don't mention it to its natural conclusion. Conversation like these are great though because of how painfully abrupt the topic switches. Like the whiplash of pronoun discourse to asking somebody if they like one of the most popular bands to ever exist without even thinking anything of it. Bro is like, I despise pronouns. Glad we cleared that up though. Moving on. Why were you ignoring me? I believe I have every right to decide whether I ignore you or not. When a handsome boy like me is giving so much attention to a gloomy girl like you, no, you don't have any such right. The way he refers to himself as a handsome boy sounds like he's directly quoting it from his mom when she called him that. Him getting called that as a young lad getting dressed for church was truly a core memory for him, and he's come to identify with the label very strongly. And you know, generally I can rock with someone who deeply respects their mother, but not much else of what he said. In regards to sexual orientation, do you think of yourself as straight or heterosexual? I do not understand the question. Prefer to discuss with my doctor or practitioner. Prefer not to answer. More options. Ah, yes, the sexualities. Straight, confused, I don't have to tell you. What are you, a cop? Fuck off. And more, trademark. The 5 stages of realizing you're not straight. This is actual software gore. This niche type of post is something I've really come to like recently. Just questionnaires asking your sexuality and just having given way more options than intended or than make sense. I'd really like to see what's filed under the more options button. Probably a super secret sexuality that you need to do a special input code to unlock or something. If you are a woman reading this, maintain distance from hyper-feminized men who seek pleasure in being stay-at-home dads or exhibit feminine traits such as excessive emotional dependence, physical weakness, or feminine dressing sense. Ladies, if you're reading this, let me give you some killer advice. If your man has a family member or loved one die recently and they start crying over it, telling you how much he misses them, talking about all the stuff he didn't get to do with them while they were here, ditch his ass. He's a baby and showing excessive emotional dependence on you. r/true off my chest. That is a bad sign for the jump. This subreddit can get absolutely vile. My wife, ... is the title. We are practically standing on top of a landmine right now. I truly love the ever-living shit out of her. That's all. Holy fuck. Somebody on Reddit in a loving and fulfilling relationship with the person they're married to? I did not think those were real. The most dangerous alphabet. W. W is the most dangerous alphabet. I think they mean letter. It doesn't matter. It is a tension generator because all the worries get started with W. Who? Why? What? When? Which? Whom? Where? Some more. War. Wine. Whiskey. Wealth. And finally, wife. The fact that this post is in 3 different fonts and one of them is Comic Sans, and it was printed on paper that looks like someone used to wipe their ass with before putting it back in the paper tray, ups the aesthetic points for me personally. It's a very liminal image. On my first read-through of this thing, I was really just expecting the word woman to pop up somewhere, like not even trying to hide it. I was so certain that that was what was coming at the end that I was somehow surprised when wife was the punchline. It was a clever little circumvention of my expectations that made it slightly less bad than it could have been. You gotta take your wins where you can get them, even if they're small. A man is born from in between a woman's legs. He then grows up and tries going in between her legs again. Why? Because there is no place like home. Sorry. God, that's pungent. That type of line was only really funny when Father said it, the rapper, not to be confused with God or my father, because I don't have one. I just kind of miraculously spawned in here. It's the implications of the very specific wording in this caption that makes you raise your eyebrows a little, referring to specifically the legs you left as home and trying to get back in between her legs implies it's a very specific set of legs you're trying to get back into. That being the same ones you came out of. I'm done elaborating on this. Figure out the rest. Single, married, with 1 child, 2 children, 3 children. Ah yes, childbirth, the process by which you wear progressively more comfortable shoes after each time you do it, I guess. I wouldn't know, I've never given birth before. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. Hope you guys managed to enjoy yourselves. If you did, that card I mentioned should be on screen now. Drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. Remember, don't go after anyone I talked about today because that's like cringe and not cool. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll be somewhere other than here.